How do you properly manage your time and your resources in a survival situation? Well, I'm going to tell you the truth about it right now. My name is Hanson. I'm a former CIA officer, and I run a survival company. I run tacticalspyschool.com, and I may or may not have been in a crisis or two, so I know the reality, I know the truth, not the Hollywood fantasy or not some guy living in his parents' basement spouting off stuff. So when it comes to your time, when it comes to your resources in some kind of crisis and some kind of survival situation, of course, it's always going to take longer than you think, and of course, you're going to need more supplies. So the perfect example of that is food storage. I have 2 years worth of food. I'm married, I have 6 kids, so 2 years worth of food storage for every member of my family is a lot of food storage. But during a crisis, during a survival situation, you are going to be doing a lot. You're going to be working. There's probably going to be physical labor you're going to do. If things have gotten so bad where you are relying on your survival food, you're most likely not sitting at your desk on your computer 8 hours a day as a typical American does on your day job. There's going to be some type of physical exertion. So you want to have plenty of food because you're eating a lot. Yes, you can survive a few days without food. And yes, I've been in training scenarios where I haven't eaten in a while, and anybody can survive it, but not long term. Plus, it messes with your mind. It's not a good time. Same thing with sleep. Of course, you can go a few days without sleep, but go too long, and I admit I need a solid 7 hours of sleep these days if I'm gonna be functioning. And in a survival situation, in a crisis, I wanna be functioning, I wanna be on my A game. So whatever supplies you have, add to it. Whether it's food storage, whether it's water storage, and you should have redundancy for everything anyways, meaning multiple flashlights, multiple knives, multiple guns, yes, multiple guns. So have redundancy, have the backup to the backup to the backup to the backup, because your resources may not work, you may be tired because you didn't sleep. Just like I say, or I tell people, when it comes to starting fires, start with your Bic lighter, then go to your matches, then go to your Swedish fire still, then go to the bow drill, which is a pain in the butt, and yes, I know how to do, but it doesn't always work. So when you see guys on Naked or Afraid or whatever show there is doing it, they probably did it a long time, and of course, they couldn't show all the time. They did the cut to make it look easy. So always make life as easy as possible in a crisis situation, which is my right resources are doubled, at least doubled, to what I know it needs to be, because I know how hungry I'm gonna get. I know how stressful it is in a crisis situation. I know how when you may not sleep, you're going to keep your calories up, so you're going to want to have food to eat. As far as time, well, as I said earlier, everything is going to take longer. If it's a true crisis, you're probably not going to be able to have DoorDash come and deliver your food in the next 30 minutes. You're probably not going to have Uber picking you up. Technology is not going to be operating as it most likely does every day. We are in danger of a blackout. I can't tell you, but operations where the United States has been, about yay close to having a major blackout, a grid down scenario, but thankfully, amazing intelligence operatives stopped it. So if the lights go out, we know that it's going to be a bad day. It's going to take longer to do whatever you need to do. It's going to take longer if you need to get somewhere, which is why a bike is not a bad idea, which is why storing gasoline, storing diesel. Of course, if you do store gasoline, make sure you have fuel stabilizers so it doesn't go bad as quickly. Have propane items, have things that can run on propane. I'm a huge fan of propane because you can store it indefinitely in all types of weather, which is why when my generators, I have my solar generator, I have my Honda gasoline generator, I have my propane generator. So I've got multiple options of that redundancy in case the lights go out. So you better prepare for things taking so long. I'm a man of little patience, admittedly. I've got 6 young kids, and they try my patience every day. But I know when it comes to a crisis, I've got to have that patience because nothing is going to operate like it should. So you better plan on it. That's when hopefully you'll develop patience before then, which is what I'm working on. So the best advice I could take you is whatever supplies you have right now, start building up. When I tell people that I have 2 years worth of survival food, they're like, oh my gosh, I can never do that. Obviously, I didn't buy 2 years worth of survival food overnight. I built a little bit up each month until I got to the point I'm at right now. So we know the way to win the race is not to be the rabbit, it's to be the hare. Or not to be the rabbit and hare, same thing. I'm speaking too fast. It's not to be the hare, it's to be the tortoise. So slow and steady wins the race. Start building up your supplies now, whether that's your generators, whether that's your food, whether that's your water storage, whether that's your knives, whether that's your flashlights, whether that's your water filters, because of course in addition to water storage, you should have water filters. So build up now a little bit. Very important for a crisis, because then you don't have to freak out about your resources. You don't have to freak out when you're 10 times as hungry as you thought you would, because you know you've got a ton of food storage. And just be prepared, as I said, for it to take longer, to have that patience, and do not rush. Naturally, as human beings in a crisis, we want to rush, we want to go crazy, but we make more mistakes, hence me trying to speak too fast because I got to run in a minute. I start stuttering, I start tripping over my words. So in a crisis, you've got to force yourself to slow down. If there's anything I didn't answer for you, if there's any way I can help you, please let me know. If you subscribe to this channel, you'd be doing me a huge favor. I would really appreciate it. Of course, you can post in the comments and let me know how I can better help you, how I can better serve you. Again, I'm former CIA officer Jason Hanson. If you want the best survival food on the planet, the survival food that I use, click on the link below right now or go to premiumsurvivalfood.com. I hope you're never in a crisis, but guess what? My life's mission is to make you and your family safer, more prepared. And I've trained so many people over the years, and there have been a lot of crises. And it's not an end of the world crisis. Remember, we have personal crisis, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a job loss, whether it's some type of financial crisis where you have to rely on your survival food. I know people who've been there and they've been grateful, they're prepared, and I want you prepared too. All right, I gotta run. God bless you and have a wonderful rest of your day.